What if I told you that the difference between a home that looks like $1 million and a home that looks ordinary has almost nothing to do with how much money was spent on it? That the houses showing up in interior design magazines, on the most saved Pinterest boards, in an Instagram post people screenshot at midnight, most of them got there not through expensive renovations, but through a handful of specific decisions that cost almost nothing? A curtain rod hung in exactly the right place. A paint color that changed the entire personality of a room. A lighting swap that took 45 minutes and $20. A decluttering move that costs nothing and transforms everything. I have spent years studying what separates homes that look expensive from homes that just look lived in. And today I'm giving you every single trick in the exact order you should do them, with real numbers attached so you know what you're actually spending. By the end of this video, you will have a complete action plan for making your home look dramatically more expensive, without a single contractor, without a single massive purchase, and without touching your savings account. Stay until the very end, because the last tip on this list is the one that costs absolutely $0 and delivers the single biggest transformation of everything we cover today. Before we get into one single tip, if beautiful homes, smart design decisions, and getting the most out of every space you live in are your thing, hit subscribe right now and tap that bell. New videos every week, and this channel is about to become your most valuable home resource. Okay, let's get into it. Before we get into the tips, I want to reframe something, because understanding what expensive actually looks like is the key to replicating it without spending a fortune. In 2026, home design continues to embrace affordable luxury. Every homeowner dreams of having a space that feels elegant and refined, one that could easily appear in a modern interior magazine. The good news? You do not need to drain your savings to achieve that look. With smart design choices and a few creative updates, you can make your home look expensive while staying within budget. A home that looks expensive has 4 things in common. It looks intentional, like every decision was made deliberately. It looks calm, like nothing is fighting for attention. It looks layered, like different textures and materials are working together. And it looks personal, like the people who live there curated it over time, rather than purchasing it all at once in one shopping trip. None of those 4 qualities require money. They require decisions. And today, we're going to make every single one of them together. You can clear out your space for free. All it will cost is your time. While it's good to have personal items on display, too many knickknacks can make a space look jumbled, leaving you with no clear focal point. Decluttering your home is a basic interior design hack, enabling you to create an elegant and expensive aesthetic without spending a dime. This is the tip most people skip because it does not feel like design. It feels like cleaning. But here is the truth. You could install the most beautiful lighting in the world, hang the most expensive curtains, paint with the most perfect color, and a cluttered room will make all of it look mediocre. Take time to declutter every room in your home. Add focal points such as oversized vases, eye-catching light fixtures, and area rugs. The formula for what stays on any surface in a room is simple. 1 large anchor piece, 1 medium accent piece, and 1 small detail piece. A sofa table with a large vase, a medium stack of books, and a small candle. A coffee table with a large tray, a medium plant, and a small ceramic object. 3 items maximum per surface. Everything else finds a home inside a drawer, inside a cupboard, or in a donation box. Expensive homes do not look empty. They look edited. There's a difference. An empty room feels cold and unfinished. An edited room feels calm and considered. Editing costs nothing. Do this first. Do it this weekend. And do it before you spend a single dollar on anything else. Repainting remains one of the easiest ways to refresh your home. Neutral tones are timeless, but 2026 trends lean toward warm Scandinavian hues and bold accent walls. Soft beige, taupe, sage, and muted gold are trending in 2026 for their timeless, elegant appeal. Paint is the single highest return investment in any home improvement project, and in 2026, knowing which colors read as expensive versus which read as generic is the entire difference. Here is what expensive looks like in paint in 2026. Warm, earthy tones that have depth and complexity, colors that shift slightly depending on the light hitting them. They'll look different in the morning than they do at night. Soft terracotta, dusty sage green, warm grayish, deep olive, warm white with yellow undertones rather than blue. Here's what cheap looks like in paint. Bright, flat, single-note colors with no complexity. The standard builder-grade off-white that comes on every new construction wall. Cool gray that photographs well but feels clinical in person. Anything that could be described as standard. What colors make a home look luxurious? Soft beige, taupe, sage, and muted gold are trending in 2026 for their timeless, elegant appeal. The specific paint move that makes the biggest difference for the least money. Color drench one room completely. Walls, ceiling, and trim all in the same tone. When your walls, ceiling, and trim match, the room stops looking like a box with surfaces and starts feeling like an environment. An atmosphere. The edges of the room dissolve. The space feels larger, more immersive, more deliberate. This effect costs the same as a regular paint job. One color instead of three, and the result looks like a professional interior designer made it happen. A quality quart of paint runs $40 to $75. A gallon runs $80 to $120. For one room, 1 gallon is usually enough. That is the most transformative $80 to $120 you will ever spend on your home. This is the tip that interior designers give every single client, and the one that makes the most dramatic visual difference relative to cost of anything in this video. A greater sense of space can be achieved by enlarging the windows. Without paying for extensive building work, the illusion of grandeur can be attained by raising the height of your curtain pole and extending its width. A bare window can look underdressed, but one outfitted with drapery boasts endless upsides. Window treatments not only give you privacy and an easy way to filter sunlight, but your ceilings will look taller and your space overall more upscale. Adding window treatments is a go-to trick for interior designers to make a room look expensive. Here are the 3 curtain rules that separate expensive-looking rooms from cheap-looking ones. Rule 1. Hang the rod at ceiling height. Not at the top of the window frame, not a few inches above it, at the ceiling, or as close to it as your wall allows. Every interior designer does this because it creates the illusion that your windows are taller than they are, your ceilings are higher than they are, and your room is grander than it is. The curtains still fall to the floor, they just travel a longer distance to get there, and that journey is what creates the luxury. Rule 2. Hang the rod wider than the window. 6 inches on each side minimum. 12 inches is even better. When the rod extends beyond the window frame, the curtains stack on the wall rather than across the glass, which means more light comes in and the window appears much wider than it actually is. Rule 3. Let the curtains pool slightly on the floor. 1 to 3 inches of fabric resting on the floor. This is the detail that makes a $40 curtain panel look like it cost $400. It communicates abundance, the idea that there is more material here than strictly necessary, and abundance is exactly what expensive looks like. A new curtain rod runs $15 to $40. A pair of linen look curtain panels from any home store runs $30 to $80. Total investment, $45 to $120. Total visual impact. The room looks like it gained a foot of ceiling height and doubled its window size. Do this in every room of your home. Lighting is the most underrated element in any room, and the way most homes are lit. One overhead fixture running flat, bright, even light across the entire ceiling, is the single most effective way to make a room look cheap. Focus on paint, lighting, and textiles. Small upgrades like mirrors, curtains, and throw pillows can transform your space affordably. Expensive rooms are never lit by a single overhead source. They are lit in layers, ambient, task, and accent light working together at different heights, in different directions, at different intensities. Here is how to achieve that at a budget price. First, put your existing overhead lights on dimmer switches. A dimmer switch runs $15 to $30 and installs in 10 minutes with a screwdriver. Turn your overhead light down to 60% and the room immediately looks warmer, more sophisticated, and more expensive. Flat, bright overhead light is the enemy of atmosphere. A dimmer switch defeats it for the price of a restaurant lunch. Second, add floor lamps to dark corners. A floor lamp with a warm tone bulb, 2700 Kelvin or lower, placed in the corner of a living room or bedroom costs $40 to $150 and creates a pool of warm light that draws the eye and makes the room feel layered and intentional. The corner that was dark and empty becomes the most inviting spot in the room. Third, change your bulbs to warm white. Every bulb in your home should be 2700 Kelvin or below, the warm, golden tone that makes skin look good and spaces feel cozy. If you have cool white or daylight bulbs anywhere in your living spaces, replace them. The difference is immediate. The difference is enormous. The cost per bulb is under $5. 3 lighting changes. No electrician required. Total cost under $200 for most homes. And the room transforms from a flat, clinical space into something that feels warm, layered, and genuinely expensive. In interior design, texture refers to the feel, appearance, or consistency of a surface or material. By making small textural changes to your home, you can give it an elevated, more expensive look. There are so many easy ways you can add texture to your home for a low cost. Texture is the secret ingredient in every room that reads as expensive. It is the quality that makes you want to reach out and touch something. And a room full of things you want to touch feels richer and more considered than a room full of perfectly smooth, perfectly flat surfaces. Adding luxury to a home does not have to break the bank. You can add elements to your interior space that make it appear expensive, but in reality these elements can come at a low cost. In interior design, subtle changes go a long way. Here is how to layer texture into any room using things you can source affordably. A chunky knit throw blanket on the sofa, $30 to $60, adds tactile warmth that reads as expensive from across the room. A jute or sisal area rug under the furniture, $80 to $200 depending on size, adds a layer of natural material that grounds the entire seating arrangement. A boucle or velvet cushion on a plain sofa, 2 of them for $40 to $80, immediately elevates the sofa from basic to considered. On walls, texture works even harder. Lime wash paint, a special paint formula that creates a layered, slightly uneven finish that looks like aged plaster, runs $60 to $80 per gallon and creates a wall texture that most guests assume costs thousands of dollars. Wallpaper in a subtle texture, grass cloth, linen effect, or a gentle geometric, on one wall of a room transforms that room's entire character. Peel and stick options make this completely renter-friendly and start at $30 for a single wall. Textured or metallic wallpapers add depth and sophistication to minimalist interiors. The rule for texture is the same as the rule for ingredients in a great recipe: variety without chaos. In any room, aim for at least 4 different textures working together. Something smooth, something rough, something soft, something hard. They do not need to be expensive. They need to be different. That variety is what creates richness. That richness is what reads as expensive. One of the best interior design tricks to make a house look expensive is by reflecting light on dark walls opposite from windows with a mirror to help rooms feel bigger and brighter. Antique gold mirrors especially add a luxe quality. Mirrors are the most efficient square footage investment in interior design. A mirror does not just reflect. It creates depth, bounces light, and visually doubles any space it is placed in. And in 2026, the mirrors that read as most expensive are not the modern frameless type. They are architectural and characterful. An arched mirror leaning against a wall in the living room, the kind that reaches from floor to almost ceiling, runs $80 to $200 and create a focal point that looks like it was designed by someone with a very large budget and very specific taste. It reflects the room back at you, making the space appear twice as deep. In its arched shape, the same gentle curve showing up everywhere in 2026 design adds a softness and warmth that flat rectangular mirrors simply cannot achieve. A collection of smaller mirrors grouped on a wall, different sizes, same metal finish, creates a gallery wall effect that is more interesting and more dynamic than any print collection. Same light bouncing quality, same depth creating effect, in a format that costs $30 to $150 total for the whole group. The placement rule that makes mirrors work hardest. Always hang a mirror opposite a window. The window light reflects back into the room doubled, making the space brighter, warmer, and dramatically larger. This is the one change that makes a dark room feel light, a small room feel spacious, and a cheap room feel expensive, all at once. The fabrics and soft furnishings in a room are what people interact with most. They sit on them, sleep under them, rest against them, and yet they are almost always the last thing people upgrade. That is exactly backwards. Focus on paint, lighting, and textiles. Small upgrades like mirrors, curtains, and throw pillows can transform your space affordably. Here is the soft furnishing upgrade sequence that delivers the most impact for the least money. Start with cushions. 2 new cushion covers in a texture that your sofa does not already have. If your sofa is smooth fabric, add velvet or boucle cushions. If your sofa is velvet, add linen or cotton. The contrast in texture between the sofa and the cushion is what creates richness. Cushion covers run $15 to $35 each. 2 new ones transform any sofa. Next, a throw blanket. 1 throw blanket, draped casually over one arm of the sofa or one corner of the bed, signals warmth and abundance in a way that nothing else achieves at the price. A quality-looking chunky knit or waffle weave throw runs $30 to $60. Drape it loosely, never fold it precisely, because imperfect draping looks lived in and expensive while precise folding looks staged and generic. Finally, bed linen. The bed is the most photographed piece of furniture in any home and the one most people look at first in a bedroom. Crisp white linen or a warm tone set in Belgian linen immediately elevates any bedroom regardless of what the rest of the room is doing. Linen bedding from accessible brands runs $60 to $150 for a full set. The texture is visible from across the room. The look is immediately luxurious. And unlike cotton, linen looks better slightly wrinkled, which means it looks expensive with zero effort every single morning. However, you can add millwork or some form of wall treatment to your spaces is a huge plus for adding a layer of luxury. Wall treatments are the design detail that most strongly signals custom and expensive because they represent a level of finish that generic new construction never includes and that most people associate with high-end homes. And in 2026, doing them affordably has never been easier. Picture rail molding, a simple horizontal strip of trim running around a room at the same height as the top of your door frames. Costs $40 to $80 in materials from any hardware store and installs with a brad nailer and a miter saw in an afternoon. The effect? The room immediately looks more architectural, more finished, more considered. Board and batten on a single accent wall. Vertical strips of trim applied in a regular pattern over a painted wall creates the most impactful wall treatment available for under $150 in materials. Paint the wall and the trim the same color, and the effect looks like custom millwork worth thousands. The pattern adds depth and shadow that a flat painted wall can never achieve. Lime wash paint applied with a technique rather than just a roller. 2 thin coats in slightly different tones, partially blended while wet, creates the aged plaster wall texture that currently dominates the most saved interior design images on every platform. The material runs $60 to $80 per gallon. The technique takes practice on a small section, but is learnable by any patient amateur. Any one of these 3 wall treatments, in any room, will make that room look more expensive than any furniture purchase at 3 times the cost. Every door handle, drawer pull, cabinet knob, towel ring, and light switch plate in your home is a small decision that compounds across hundreds of repetitions to create either a feeling of quality or a feeling of generic. Most homes are full of the generic version, brushed nickel or chrome hardware that came standard and was never replaced. Small upgrades like mirrors, curtains, and throw pillows can transform your space affordably. Replacing door handles throughout a home with something in an unlacquered brass, matte black, or brushed bronze finish. The finishes that read as most expensive in 2026. Runs $8 to $25 per handle. 4 10 internal doors that is $80 to $250. For the kitchen cabinets and drawers alone, it is $100 to $300. The result is that every room in your home has a detail that says, someone who cares about quality lives here. That message is received unconsciously by every person who walks through your door. The specific rule: pick one finish and use it everywhere. Every door handle, every cabinet pull, every towel ring, every curtain rod bracket. One finish. Total consistency. That consistency is what makes individual pieces that cost $10 each look like a curated, expensive design decision. Here it is, the tip I promised at the very start. The one that costs absolutely nothing and delivers the single biggest transformation of everything we have covered today. Style your home for the light. That is it. Open every window treatment completely during the day to maximize natural light. Clean your windows. Genuinely clean them, inside and out, because dirty glass reduces natural light by up to 30%, and nobody notices it until someone clean one. Move furniture pieces that are blocking windows even slightly. Trim any plants or shrubs outside that are cutting off light to interior rooms. Then in the evening, close the curtains before it gets dark. Not after it gets dark, before. When curtains are closed against a dark window, the room looks like a black hole is in the wall. When curtains are closed while the light outside is still warm, the room looks cozy, enclosed, and luxurious. Focus on paint, lighting, and textiles. Small upgrades like mirrors, curtains, and throw pillows can transform your space affordably. Light is the most powerful design tool available to any homeowner. It costs nothing to manage. It requires nothing to maintain. And a home that is filled with warm, well-managed natural and artificial light will always look more expensive, more beautiful, more inviting, more considered than a darker version of the same room with twice the furniture budget. Every tip in this video makes your home look more expensive, but light is what makes every one of those tips look their best. Manage your light, and everything else we talked about today will work at its absolute maximum. So there is your complete action plan. Declutter for free and gain a focal point in every room. Repaint with a warm, complex color for $80 and transform the entire personality of the space. Hang curtains at ceiling height and wider than the window for $120 and gain a foot of perceived ceiling height. Add layered warm lighting with dimmers for under $200 and make every room feel like a 5-star hotel at dinner time. Layer 4 different textures through throws, rugs, cushions, and wall treatments for under $100. Place an arched mirror opposite every window you have. Upgrade to linen bedding and boucle cushions for under $150. Add board and batten or picture rail molding to one wall for under $150. Replace every hardware finish in your home with one consistent matte black or unlacquered brass for $200. And manage your light, natural and artificial, for absolutely $0 in a way that makes everything else you have done look 3 times better. You do not need to drain your savings to achieve a home that looks elegant and refined. With smart design choices and a few creative updates, you can make your home look expensive while staying within budget. None of these tips require a contractor. None of them require a renovation. None of them require you to touch your savings account. They require attention, intention, and the willingness to make decisions like someone who cares deeply about how their home feels. That care, that intention, is exactly what expensive looks like. And it is available to every single person watching this video right now. If this video gave you a plan you're actually going to use, smash that like button. It takes 1 second, and it genuinely helps more people find this channel. Subscribe for design ideas, home upgrades, and real practical tips every single week. And drop a comment below telling me which tip you are doing first this weekend. Decluttering, the curtain fix, the lighting swap, or going straight to painting. I read every single one. See you in the next video.